Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and many of you have asked me, what do I carry as far as every day with my tech gear and everything else? So I thought we'd go over what I actually carry or what's in my tech bag, and this is actually packed for how I would go to CES, just to carry things like cameras, computers, and more. Now this is actually the Waterfield Design Air Duffel, and I have the Air Caddy inside. So this was actually sent to me by them. I've been using it for a little while. I really like it, and this is what I'll carry from day to day, and I have been for a few weeks at this point. I used to use a different backpack. This one suits my needs a little bit better. Now, it's not a sponsored video, but I'll link all of these different things in the description below, and if you want to check them out yourself, they'll be linked there. Now, the first thing, of course, like I said, it's the Waterfield Air Duffel, and then I have an air tag attached to it. So just an air tag to help locate it. I may place this somewhere else, but I just attached it to the handle to make it easy. Of course, I do have this top strap here as well. It's nice and grippy so it doesn't fall off your shoulder, and I've been using it like this. So let's first go in the front of the bag, where this is actually magnetic, so it's super nice. Magnetic there, and I have a few different things. The first thing I have is actually a little tripod. I've talked about this one in the past. I use it all the time. And then I have a little attachment here for an iPhone. So this just screws onto the top and then is adjustable for an iPhone if you want to record with that, or you can just record with a regular camera, which I also carry with me. If we place this back in the bag, you'll see I have an OWC SSD. This is actually 4 terabytes. Edit right off of this. It's Thunderbolt, super fast, and I have a ton of footage on here, saved videos, and much more. So it's just some extra storage, a way to back everything up, and this is how I have it set up here. On this side, I actually have a couple different things. I have an SSD with me so I can connect it to an iPhone if I want to record directly to that, or the camera that I have as well. That's just a 1 terabyte drive. And then also I have some AirPods Pro. So these are AirPods Pro 2 with USB-C that I carry with me everywhere I go. That's all I have in the front here. Easy access, great to get to. In the back, I actually have more things here. Also, the back of this bag goes over the top of maybe a travel suitcase, so you can just go through an airport pretty easily. It's really convenient for that. And then also, if we open up the back here, so let me find the zippers. So here's the zipper. We'll open up the back here. And this is the Air Caddy, so I have 2 different things in here. I actually have my iPad Pro inside the Air Caddy. I don't always leave it in the Air Caddy, but if you want to bring it separately, it's nice to have. And as you can see here, it's my iPad Pro 12.9. I have the Apple Pencil, the Magic Keyboard, and there's plenty of room for additional accessories. I'm just not using them at this time. So we'll set this aside. And then you can see I have a 16-inch MacBook Pro. So this is the M3 Pro MacBook Pro. It fits without a problem. And I don't have anything else in here, but there's tons of storage for different things, cables and more. Maybe I'll organize this differently in the future, but this is how I like to keep it super simple and nice and clean. So if I stick the Air Caddy in there, let's flip it around this way. We'll zip this up, and there's quite a bit in the center of this as well. If we open up the top part of the bag, this is where we have a lot of great things in here. At the top, you'll see that we have a few different things. So if I open up this side, I have a 20-watt charger with me, just an Anker Nano. And then I also have a Belkin accessory that I've reviewed separately, but it also connects to a phone and then allows you to use continuity camera on a laptop or something else. But pretty simply, I've used it a few different times for continuity camera, since the iPhone is actually better when it comes to video. If we close this, open this here, we have a few different things. I have an extra AA battery. This is typically for a sound recorder I carry with me sometimes. It's just not in this bag. And then I have a couple different Apple Watch bands. Depending on what I'm doing, I don't always want to wear the titanium Nomad band, so I'll wear either the leather one or the Apple Watch nylon one here. And I like both of them, but they're just carried with me typically everywhere. They're fairly lightweight. Now, down here is where we have a lot of different things that I use regularly. The first thing is in this bag or little container here. I'll talk about that in a moment, but I have iPhones in here and much more. And then at the bottom here, we have a couple different things. So we have a DJI mic. So this is a wireless mic setup that I use when I'm on the go. I don't use it all the time, but if I'm outside, I'll use it. You'll see we have 2 different microphones and then a receiver. You don't even have to use the receiver with it. You can just use the microphone by itself. It will start recording, put it back in, it stops recording. It's just really convenient, and it sounds pretty good too. Let's go ahead and seal that up. And below I have a newer camera that I've been using, and I use this on the go because it's so stable. It's like having a gimbal, and I like this lens even though it's a variable aperture lens. It's a 12-60, and you can get super close to the lens. This is actually a Panasonic G9 II. And like I said, the reason I use it is it's so stable. It's a micro 4/3 camera. Smaller sensor, but it's stabilized and it's incredible. So if you want to just handheld this or handhold this, you'd think it was on a gimbal. It records great footage and also can record to an external SSD, ProRes 6K. It's a pretty great camera that way. So let's place this back in here. And then I have some batteries that go along with it, just some extras here. So those are fairly inexpensive. And then in this pocket, I have extra memory cards. So this is a little memory card case. So I have a bunch of memory cards in here, along with a couple others that I typically use. Normally Sony cards, but I have a few there. This just keeps them safe. And then in this one here is where I have a lot of great things that I carry with me. So if we open this up, this was pretty cheap. I'm not sure what it was, but again, I'll link it in the description or something like it. If we unzip the first side here, this is where I have all of my cables. So you'll see all of the different cables and adapters you might need. So everything from an Apple Watch to USB-C to Lightning. We also have some other cables. They're a little bit unorganized right now. They're kind of popping out of there. But we also have something to hold an iPhone, and then different adapters, memory card readers, and much more. So if I open this up, take this out, you'll see we have USB-A to Lightning, everything else. All the adapters you could want, as well as the audio adapters to 3.5 millimeters. So lots of different things here. I change this out from time to time, but the other side is where I keep my iPhones. These have different versions of iOS on them. So an iPhone 15 Pro Max, iPhone 15 Pro, iPhone 13 Pro Max, and iPhone 11. So we'll have things such as iOS 17.3 betas, iOS 17.2.1, different versions throughout all of them, just so I can test and make sure that I have everything for recording. So it's just super convenient. Not something people necessarily need all the time, but it definitely helps me. Additionally, there's one other pocket I have a few things in. Since I have that MacBook, you need to charge it some way. So let's go ahead and seal this up here. In one of the side pockets here, I actually have a cable I haven't even opened yet. This is the new 240 watt charge cable from Apple. So I haven't opened it. It was a $29 cable. And then I also have a 100 watt anchor adapter. This has USB-C and USB-A. So you can see that here, where we have phone, computer, and then we also have USB-A. So again, 100 watts, you can see that here. It's pretty fast, 100 watt gallium nitride watt charger, something I carry with me. Instead of carrying that huge power brick from Apple, I just carry this along with me and it covers everything I need. And so it's a pretty simple setup. Of course, everything I need. Sometimes I do need an additional tripod I carry in the trunk of my car, but in general, this is what I carry with me everywhere. It's super nice, convenient, carries everything I want. It is a bit heavy, but it's rugged and built well. And you can see here, these are actually metal clasps, so I don't have to worry about it. And then I can bring it on an airplane with me. It will actually fit under my seat in front of me without a problem. So that's why I've been using this. Works great. And that's all of the gear that I use. If there's anything else you would suggest or that you've used or have any questions, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed already, though, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.